Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's most prominent promoters, has come out strongly against the upcoming Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight set for November.
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad. But it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it. And it's entertainment, I guess, but for someone that idolised the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day.
I think it's very dangerous for someone of 58 years old to be fighting. I mean, the reality is that Mike Tyson was a shot fighter when he left the sport, and that was what, 20 years ago. What do you think? He's improved? He's no. I mean, you're gonna deteriorate so bad over that period that if you go back and watch his last few fights, he was done, gone.
Hearn made it clear that he will not stay to watch the fight after promoting the highly anticipated rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano on November 15th.
You've got this fight coming up, Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. What do you feel about that?
Just when you think that we live in a crazy world, don't we? Where, you know, that younger generation is built off views, built off narrative, built off controversy. And as a hardcore fight fan, someone that's been around boxing since I was 9 years old, I find it disgusting that a 58-year-old man who was my hero growing up, firstly has to even get back in the ring. You know, to get in the ring with a 25-year-old guy. You know, speaking to the Netflix guys the other day, I don't think they like my criticism of the event. I'm never gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion, which is it will sell, people will watch, it will be a big event, and I don't like it.
Hearn didn't mince words. I think it's a huge shame that one of the biggest legends of the sport is coming back to the ring 20 years after everyone agreed he should stop boxing. He's 58 years old. That's dangerous. Hearn emphasized that putting a fighter of Tyson's age in the ring with a 27-year-old like Jake Paul shows a lack of respect for the sport and for Tyson's well-being.
Mike Tyson is one of my favourite fighters of all time, but it's a big event, you know. But I find it quite sad that someone that's achieved as much as Mike Tyson is fighting at, what's he, 58, 50, something like that, and who, could lose to Jake Paul,
Former two-weight world champion Paulie Malignaggi has been quite outspoken regarding the upcoming bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. He emphasizes that a pivotal aspect of this fight will be its legitimacy. Malignaggi argues that the perception of this matchup, whether it is viewed as a serious contest or merely an exhibition, could significantly influence the outcome.
An event is like WWE, you can stage it. You know, that's a very interesting that they call it an event, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is sort of like a sparring session at stage. But if they were to fight for real,
Former British professional boxer Tony Jeffries was also disappointed in Mike Tyson for taking this fight. He believes that even a legend like Mike Tyson can be bought, which makes this situation very sad.
It's so sad that Mike Tyson has got to do this fight. This is what I wrote on Instagram, and someone commented saying he doesn't have to do it, he's choosing to do it. And then I thought, you're right, he is choosing to do it, but why is he choosing to do it? Well, he's doing it for one reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson can get bought, because this guy is an absolute legend. He shouldn't be able to get bought like this. He's 57 years old. He needs to be enjoying retirement. Now, I don't think that I've got the wealth that Mike Tyson's got, but if someone offered me $20 million to fight Jake Paul, I would say no, because I care too much about my brain health, about my children, about my family, where it seems like he is being bought. And I'm not trying to disrespect the man. I absolutely love the man. It's just so bloody sad.
Johnny Nelson believes that the decision to make this fight pro doesn't favor Mike, as he doesn't have age on his side. He thinks that no matter how big of a legend Mike is, time is something that he cannot control.
We also know Mike Tyson's the same age as me right now. And if you get in with somebody that's not got half, even a quarter, even 1% of the experience and knowledge you have about the game, we know Mike Tyson's got all of that and more. But the one thing we as humans can't control is time. Youth, you've got youth against an older man that hasn't got the pace. So if you've got someone that's running rings around you, Mike's never going to have the energy level to keep up with him.
Jorge Masvidal also believes that no matter how much of an athlete and menace Tyson was in his prime, age always catches up to you.
Tyson is 57.
57.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, man, no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, you know?
Former UFC double champion Daniel Cormier also criticized Jake Paul for picking up a match with an old Mike Tyson and stated that this fight won't make Jake a true fighter.
The former heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson, will fight Jake Paul.
He walked in with a cane, Stephen A. And now you gonna fight Jake Paul? What are we doing?
You know what Mike Tyson's doing? What's Jake Paul doing? If you saw him walk into the arena with a cane, Jake knew about it. I can tell you that much.
This guy speaks of building himself as a true fighter. Him fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson doesn't do that. I don't love that outside of the fact that Mike gets to make some money. Jake seems to be going backwards. I just don't like the matchup, and I also love Mike Tyson, but I also sat there with my broadcast partners, John Anik and Joe Rogan, and we watched Mike last year walk into a UFC event, walking on a cane, Stephen A. The year after is going to fight.
Jake claimed that it was Mike who wanted this fight to be a pro fight. He says that it's a war now and he would do anything to get the victory. Jake also told people to go watch soccer or volleyball if they have problems watching this fight.
It's clear that Mike Tyson was the one who wanted it to be a pro fight. I said to Nikisa, if that's what Mike wants, then that's fine. But make sure you tell Mike that there's no holding back. Whatever happens, happens, and this is war now. If he puts me down, I can deal with that. But if I put him down, he needs to be the one making the decision on whether or not he can deal with that. I'm going in there, and now it's a pro fight. It's on my record, and I'm going to put him down. And if people are pissed about it, then watch soccer.
However, Jake Paul's girlfriend, Yuta Leerdam, is worried for his boyfriend's well-being as she believes that the Iron Mike might hurt him. She thinks that Mike's muscle memory and the fact that he's been doing this his whole life makes him super scary.
What do you think about me fighting Mike?
I think you're gonna win. But he's the competitor that is like the most scary to me.
Yeah, he is.
What if he knocks you out? Like, is that your last fight?
He's not.
But what if?
You tell me. What if Jake gets knocked out?
Would you cry?
Yeah, definitely. But that's because I just feel bad and I just hope you're okay.
I've already mentally prepared myself for it. I'm ready.
Bro,
I've thought through every situation of you just cold out on the floor. I'm fine with it.
We need to sage this energy.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Tyson has been very busy training and sparring for this fight, and Jake admits that he is very scared of the former heavyweight champion.
Yo, when you see Mike Tyson hitting them pads, you get a little nervous. Yeah.
Bro's running at lightning speed today.
He definitely is looking like a animal. I will say people are underestimating me though, because when I go to his comments, they're just saying like if Mike loses, then fighting is rigged, because they see how good he looks on the mitts.
I can see it watching from the sides when you have fought everyone else where they all go, holy shit, this YouTuber hits much harder than I thought he did. And you can see it change in their eyes. I'm not sure Mike will have that moment. Contrary to your belief, I think Mike is not underestimated.
The viciousness of Tyson leads many to believe he'd still got it in him to defeat Jake Paul despite his old age.
I won't do anything if I don't risk being embarrassed. Like now, I want to fight this show.
Me and Mike Tyson fighting. The vision I had, it's within me to be a fighter, to be a disruptor.
Nice left hook. Up.
Was good for today.
Yeah.
I truly believe.
You sure?
Yeah, me
yes.
too.
You sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. You sure? Yeah. Put me into right?
Let's do this.
You did great.
We're done.
You sure?
Yes. Trust me.
I got a lot in me. Work, boy. Just getting started.
Former UFC middleweight champion Kamaru Usman thinks that Jake has put himself in a big lose-lose situation. He believes that Mike Tyson, being loved by everyone, won't look good getting knocked out by Jake Paul. He believes that if Jake Paul beats Mike, he'll be hated for that, and this is not it. Kamaru is 100% sure that if Jake Paul loses the fight, his career will be over.
So this is a lose-lose for Jake Paul. You can't go out there and potentially beat up Uncle Mike, the guy that's so loved by the world. You don't get no cool points for that. Let's say you go in there and you do beat up Uncle Mike. So you think now people are gonna respect you. Oh, Jake Paul, yeah, you beat Mike Tyson, 58-year-old Mike Tyson. No, you're not gonna get the respect for that. In fact, I think it'd actually be worse. People might hate you more because it's Uncle Mike. Everyone loves Uncle Mike. But on the flip side, you go out there and you get put to sleep, which is a possibility because Uncle Mike still has that punching power. He's still ferocious and he will still come at you. You go out there and get put to sleep. Let's just go ahead and sign the death certificate of your career. There's no more.
UFC legend legend Chuck Liddell seems to agree with this, as he made his statement quite clear about Mike sleeping Jake if he hits him. The age between the two fighters is not a big concern for Jake Paul's former opponent Tyron Woodley, as he believes that Mike is still going to come on top, despite him being 58.
At the end of the day, he's fighting the one fighter that most people feared. And I feel like 58, 27, the age is not a factor. That's a wash, right? Experience level obviously is going to go to Mike Tyson. But Jake's got a screw loose, man. I guarantee you Mike didn't offer it. He offered this to Mike.
UFC bantamweight champion Sugar Sean O'Malley questions the legitimacy of the match. He doubts that the training videos might be fake, and even the match can be predetermined.
Jake Paul, in his prime, you could say, well, I mean, he's still getting better, but versus Mike Tyson, who's 57. I think he'll be 58 by the time they fight. Chael Sonnen's saying that they're faking the training videos. I mean, if you watch the quick little snippets, boom, 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 it is. And are they current videos, or those videos from a few years ago? Are they going to wear headgear? Are they going to try to knock each other out? Is this an exhibition match? Is this a pro match?
They said they both want it on the pro record. They said they both want it on the pro record. What weight is? I'm curious what it's going to be. You see those videos going around, and it could be when he was injured or something. Mike Tyson with a cane. It looks like his back was up, and the way he punches, the way he twists and explodes into punches. I'm curious how many rounds it's going to be. That's going to say a lot. Is it going to be?
Is that announced yet?
It can't be.
Roy Jones Jr. has a vicious warning for Jake Paul ahead of his fight with Iron Mike Tyson, and says that the problem child should call off the fight before getting hurt by the heavyweight legend.
I think it's a great opportunity for both fighters, but I still think Mike probably going to be a little too much for Jake.
Really? Because I've been hearing that people think Jake, being the young guy, may be too much for Mike, but
if he can get to the late rounds, yes. If he get to the round 4 or 5, maybe yeah. But he has to get out of the first 3 rounds.
Now you were in there with him, and I think you said after he still has his strength and his power.
Still got the power. That's why I say Jake has to get out of the first 3 rounds. Get past the first 3 rounds, he got a chance. But the first 3 rounds are going to be devastating.
And if Mike catches them with one shot, is it?
It's over. If he throws them.
Roy Jones still remembers how powerful Tyson is in his later years. In another interview with Shane Mosley, Jones was asked about the fight right away and said that Tyson was the hardest hitter he had ever encountered.
See, if he took with me, then he gonna take. I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit still when he's in shape, and he's still a very hard puncher.
Russell Crowe was sitting next to Joe Rogan and recalled an encounter he had with Mike Tyson. Crowe said that he was terrified of Mike when he met him decades ago, and even to this date, Crowe believes that Tyson is a terrifying human being.
The thing is, I was quite enjoying the second phase of Mike's life. You know what I mean? You know, he was terrifying as a boxer.
Yeah.
Terrifying, you know. Even when I met him at one point backstage at the stadium at a fight, and I was like, I'm still terrified of you from watching you.
Rogan then recalled the time he had to widen the table of his podcast platform just because Mike was the guest. Rogan said that Mike was preparing for his fight with Roy Jones Jr., and even though he was way past his prime at the time, him getting fit and going back to the training made him look like a different beast.
Then I had him on again when he was about to fight Roy Jones Jr., and he had lost about 60 pounds.
Right.
He looked shredded. He had muscles bulging in his arms, and he was very intense.
Right.
It was like a completely different human being, and he was terrifying. Just being in the room was terrifying. And I said, you know what? This table needs to be a little wider.
I'm glad it wasn't only me.
Yeah, I just don't want to be that close to him. It scares me.
Right.
Like, I felt his energy. It was and even Jamie said it after he left. Jamie was like, that's a totally different.
So, what are your thoughts about this situation? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.